When the gods perished at Mount Dismar, their fall reshaped the world. But not all who survived were blessed. The followers of Azrai, the dark god of pride and deceit, fled eastward into the frozen wastes, hunted by the victors and scarred by the divine fire that had consumed their master. They were the Vos, once fierce and noble warriors who had fought beneath Azrai's banner not out of malice, but out of loyalty to strength. Cast into exile beyond the mountains, they found no mercy, only a land of endless snow and silence. In the desolate centuries that followed, the Vos hardened into a new people. Their homeland, now called Vosgard, was a realm of glacial plains and black forests, where frost ruled and the weak perished. From the ashes of Azrai's defeat rose two new deities, his lieutenants reborn from his shadowed essence. Belinik, god of war and terror, claimed the fire of Azrai's fury, while Krisha, goddess of winter and suffering, shaped his cold cunning into divine endurance. Together they remade the Vos in their image, cruel, disciplined, and unyielding. From their creed, survival became worship, conquest became virtue, and mercy became sin. In the frozen silence of the East, the shadow still lived, not as a god, but as a way of life. Before the War of Shadow, the Vos were counted among the proudest of the human tribes. They were tall, fierce, and honorable, warriors who measured worth in courage and battlecraft. When Azrai whispered promises of strength and dominion, they heard in him not corruption, but truth. He offered them what they desired most: purpose in struggle, glory in victory, and immortality through conquest. In those days they followed him out of conviction, not deceit, believing that power itself was divine. When the gods perished at Mount Dismar, their faith became their curse. The death of Azrai did not free them, it consumed them. His dark essence sank into their blood like frost into stone. The light of Velen, Avani, and Eric never reached their lands. Only the lingering echo of the shadow remained. In that void, two spirits rose from the ruin: Bellanic, born from Azrai's rage, and Krisha, born from his cruelty. These new gods called to the shattered Vos, promising survival through obedience and strength through suffering. Bellanic, the Lord of Terror, taught that the world belonged to the strong. He demanded conquest, fear, and unrelenting war. To die weak was to be forgotten. To rule through fear was to be divine. His priests forged a creed where domination replaced duty and slaughter replaced sacrifice. Beside him, Krisha, the winter witch, offered no comfort. She preached that pain was holy, that every hardship purified the soul. Her silence was crueler than Bellanic's roar, for where he demanded blood, she demanded endurance. Together they remade the Vos. Childhood became training, age became proof of survival. To hesitate was weakness, to show mercy was treason. The songs of honor that once guided their ancestors were replaced by hymns of terror, echoing across the tundra. Every village bowed to the twin gods of frost and flame, believing that to suffer and to strike were the only paths to holiness. And yet deep beneath their harsh creed, something human endured. A faint memory of the old Vos honor lingered, the belief that strength once served purpose, not cruelty. Some whispered that their gods were not heirs of Azrai but his punishment, binding them forever to the shadow they once followed. But such thoughts were dangerous, and in Vosgard, mercy and doubt died together. The lands of Vosgard lie beyond the Drakenvord Mountains, where the warmth of the sun fades into eternal winter. It is a country carved by the wind and ruled by frost, a wilderness of black pines, frozen rivers, and mountains crowned with ice. The snow never truly melts, and storms sweep the plains with a fury that can strip flesh from bone. To live here is to defy the world itself, and the Vos have long since learned that defiance is the only prayer their gods respect. Villages huddle against cliffs or cluster beside half-frozen rivers, built of timber, stone, and bone. Every home centers on a sacred fire, the gift of Belinik, symbol of will against the cold. When blizzards rage, the people gather around the hearth, whispering grim hymns to Krisha for endurance and to Belinik for fury. Fire and frost, love and terror. These are the two faces of faith in Vosgard. To the west, the Tail Firth marks the heart of the realm, its frozen waters connecting scattered strongholds like veins through ice. Along its shores stand Velenoye, Rzhlev and Lurton, each ruled by warlords who command more through fear than loyalty. Beyond them stretch untamed lands, haunted by beasts twisted by Mebale and shadow, wolves large as horses, giants that wander the mountains, and spirits said to carry the voices of the dead. The Vos do not dread these horrors, they hunt them. Each slain creature is proof that man still holds dominion over the dark. The land's magic mirrors its people, powerful, cruel, and resistant. Wizards here are both feared and revered, their art viewed as divine inheritance from Azrai's blood. The currents of Mebale in Vosgard are sluggish and heavy, bending only to those strong enough to command them. Sorcerers and shamans draw upon this cold power to conjure blizzards, to harden flesh against frost, or to call storms that strike their enemies blind. Magic is not wonder, it is weapon. For outsiders, Vosgard is a graveyard of ambition. Armies that cross its borders vanish into the snow. Travelers who ignore the storm never return. Yet to the Vos, it is sacred. Every mountain is a monument to endurance, every storm a message from their gods. They believe their homeland was not given but earned, a crucible forged by the divine to test their worth. In that belief, they have turned desolation into devotion and hardship into holiness. The twin faiths of Belinik and Kriesha define every breath of life in Vosgard. They are not gods of love or mercy, but of necessity and endurance. Together they embody the two halves of Azrai's lingering essence, his fury and his despair, reborn as law and religion. Their worship is not a comfort but a command, shaping the people into extensions of divine will. The cult of Bellanic, lord of war and terror, exalts strength as the only truth. His priests, the slayers, rule the war camps, drilling warriors in blood and pain. Their temples are fortresses where battle never ceases. Every victory is consecrated by sacrifice, every defeat repaid with fire. To die in fear is to die unworthy, condemned to oblivion. To conquer is to please the god himself. His creed spreads like wildfire through the tribes. Fear is faith, domination is purity, weakness is sin. Krisha, the winter witch, governs the other side of the soul, endurance through suffering. Her priests are wanderers cloaked in white, bringing her gospel of cold silence to villages and wastes alike. They teach that pain cleanses, that hunger and frost are her gifts. The rites of colding, in which the weak are sent into the snow to face death alone, are her holiest ceremonies. Those who return are considered chosen. Those who perish are praised as offerings. In every storm, the Vos hear her whisper, "Endure, or be forgotten." Though their faiths seem opposed, they are inseparable. Bellanic demands the battle. Krisha ensures the survivors. Together they maintain the divine cycle of destruction and endurance. Every duel, every storm, every war becomes part of this holy rhythm. The priests of both gods hold absolute authority, serving as judges, generals, and executioners. Between them lies no mercy, only the endless balance of pain and power. Yet beneath their cruelty lies order. The Vos find purpose in these gods because they offer certainty in a world that offers none. Their faith explains why the land is cold, why life is harsh, why only the strong endure. In Belinik and Kriesha, they see reflections of themselves, gods as ruthless as the world they inhabit. In their worship, they find peace not in hope, but in acceptance of suffering as divine truth. Power in Vosgard is fleeting, bought with blood and lost in betrayal. There are no dynasties, no anointed kings. Each ruler, from the lowest chieftain to the mightiest warlord, rises by conquest and falls by the same hand that once swore loyalty. Strength is the only title that matters. Fear is the only crown. The gods of the shadow demand nothing less. In the west stands Velenoye, the strongest of the Vos realms, ruled by a priest-king whose fanatical devotion to Bellanic has forged an army feared across the north. His capital, Karakheim, is a city of black stone built around an eternal flame said to burn with the gods' rage. Here, faith and war are one. Priests and generals are indistinguishable. To disobey is heresy, and heresy is answered with fire. Farther south lies Rzhlev, realm of forests and blizzards, governed by the mysterious Ice Lady, who claims communion with Krisha herself. Her rule is cold and absolute. Warriors fight in silence, wrapped in white furs that blend with the snow. Her justice is delivered by the storm. Those who displease her are cast into the tundra, their frozen bodies left as warnings to the living. To her people, suffering is proof of favor. To survive her cruelty is to walk in the goddess's shadow. In the Far East, the warlock of Velen commands a domain shrouded in myth. His fortress rises amid eternal frost, guarded by beasts said to have been twisted by the shadow world's corruption. His priests speak of Azrai's blood reborn, claiming that their master channels the last spark of the fallen god. Whether prophet or monster, he is proof that the shadow's fire has not yet gone out. Among these tyrants, alliances shift like snow in the wind. Betrayal is virtue, survival is faith. Warlords raid one another not for wealth, but to appease Bellanic's hunger. Villages change hands with each season, and even priests conspire in silence. For in Vosgard, treachery is a test of strength. When one ruler grows too powerful, the others unite to destroy him, ensuring that no peace ever lasts. The cycle is endless: victory, revenge, and ruin. And in that endlessness, the gods are pleased. To the people, loyalty is survival. They follow their warlords not from love, but from need. For in the wilderness, isolation is death. The priests call this the law of the frost. The strong lead because the weak must serve, and both exist only by the gods' will. In a land without mercy, this is the closest thing to order the Vos will ever know. War in Vosgard is eternal, a rhythm as old as the wind and as relentless as the storm. The priests of Bellanic teach that peace is decay, that without struggle the soul withers. Thus the Vos wage war not to conquer, but to exist. Every raid, every duel, every scar is a prayer to the gods who forged them from shadow and frost. To die in battle is salvation. To live without conflict is sin. The tribes war constantly, over land, food, vengeance, or simply the need to prove strength. Armies rise and vanish within a generation, their names preserved only in sagas sung around the fire. When famine comes, war follows. When plenty returns, war continues. This endless struggle is not chaos to them. It is sacred order, Bellanic's divine design. Every slain foe feeds the god's glory, and every survivor proves the faith's endurance. Their battles are governed by ritual and law. The codes of iron, ancient commandments carved into stone, forbid cowardice, mercy, and retreat. Duels are fought to first blood or last breath. Raids are announced by drums and banners so that the gods may watch. Even in slaughter, the Vos follow form, for to fight without purpose is to dishonor their gods. Their wars may seem savage to outsiders, but to the Vos they are ceremony, the heartbeat of faith itself. Beyond their borders, the war spreads into Rzhlev lands, where raiding is both sustenance and sacrament. The Vos see the Southerners as weak, corrupted by comfort and softness. Each raid is a sermon, each conquest a message, that the world belongs to those strong enough to endure it. The priests claim that when the South's last kingdom falls, Bellanic will rise again, and the final winter will begin. Yet even among them, doubt stirs. Some warriors grow weary of the gods' cruelty, whispering that endless war brings only ruin, not redemption. A few dream of a different faith, one that remembers the honor of the old Vos before Azrai's fall. These heretics are hunted and burned, but their voices linger like sparks beneath the snow. Perhaps one day they will ignite a fire that even the gods cannot extinguish. Until then, the drums of war thunder across the tundra, echoing the only truth the Vos have ever known: that strength is faith and peace is death. The snows of Vosgard never melt. Year after year they bury the land in silence, as if the gods themselves wish to hide what was lost. Yet beneath that frost, life endures, cold, fierce, and unbroken. The Vos remain the children of Azrai, their souls bound to the fire of Belinik and the chill of Krisha. To the south, they are seen as savages, but in their own eyes they are the last true mortals, unsoftened by mercy, purified by struggle. Across the tundra, the twin banners of fire and frost still rise above fortresses of stone and ice. Priests preach endurance through pain, warlords rule by fear, and the faith of the shadow endures through every storm. The Vos carve their legacy not in monuments or lore, but in scars upon the land, a testament that even in ruin, divine fire can still burn. Yet in the stillness between blizzards, a faint ember remains, the echo of what they once were, warriors who sought honor before cruelty, strength before tyranny. Before men claimed dominion, the world belonged to older peoples, the elves, the dwarves, and the halflings. Once masters of Cerilia, they now stand at the twilight of their glory. In the next episode, we journey into the ancient forests of the Cerilia, the deep halls of Baruch Ajik, and the fading light of the shadow world, where the first civilizations endure, proud, sorrowful, and vanishing into myth.